Let me ask you this. Why do you think you are doing this?
Because I think I'm desperate for a woman's attention. I'm
Sure.
26 years old and I'm a virgin. And that drives me insane a little bit sometimes to think about.
Yeah. Hello?
Hey, this is Steve. How's it going on?
This is going good. How are you doing, Steve?
Great. I'm glad to be here. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, I'm a fucking fan of you, dude.
Nah.
Steve. What's going on with you today, Steve?
Well, I come to you, Mr. Geck. I go by Froglord Steve on the internet, so I can kind of relate to you as a fellow Greenman.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm nervous. I've never been here before.
No, don't be nervous, man. There's no one. It's just us here on the computer.
Exactly, just us on the computer. So my problem is, I've been, for the past couple weeks now, I have been talking with this girl on the internet, and I felt like we made a pretty strong connection, but as things have gone on, I am feeling as if I may not be anything more than just a wallet to her.
Why do you feel that way?
Well, it seems there's times when I feel like I can only get any sort of reciprocation or any kind of attention away from her other friends is when I buy her something.
Okay. Have you met this woman in real life before?
I have not.
Okay. What kinds of things have you been buying for her?
Well, she's into like K-pop stuff, so I bought her. They have like these photo card collections that people collect, and I bought a whole collection of this one girl that she's into for her. That's one thing. I bought her stuff on like video games that we play, like League of Legends or Valorant. I bought her a bunch of skins, stuff like that. Yeah, I've spent probably upwards of close to $1,000 already.
Okay. Have you ever video chatted with her?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Why do you think you are doing this?
I can give you an honest answer. I do it because I think I'm desperate for a woman's attention, and I think I cling on to the first sign of interest in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. Have you always been like that?
For the last few years of my life, probably, yeah. I think as I get older, it becomes worse.
Why do you think it gets worse as you get older?
I don't have very much success meeting people in real life. I work from home and I don't drink, so I don't like go out to bars or anything. It's hard to meet people in real life.
Would you say you have low self-esteem?
100%.
Where do you think that comes from?
My own insecurities as a human. I'm an overweight man, and self-image mostly. That, and I feel there hasn't been a whole lot of times in my life where I've had reasons to feel confident. I feel like no one else has really had confidence in me, so it's hard to instill that upon myself. I know that I should. I just don't really know how.
What kinds of things do you think would give you more confidence?
I don't know. I'd like to see myself, start losing some weight. I've been kind of doing that a little bit this year, but I think if I can if I can knock that out, it would help at least my self-image and self-esteem in that regard a little bit. But they say you can't love anybody till you love yourself. So I guess that's really what I'm working on.
Yeah, man. So this is really interesting stuff that you're bringing up here, because and this is a lesson I had to learn myself that I'm telling you here is you're trying to fix an internal issue through external means. Having the validation of other people, having the validation of this girl, it may fix your issue temporarily in the moment, but it's not a sustainable solution, because their validation is fleeting. It is... what's the word I'm looking for? It is inconsistent, and it is not a thing that you want to be dependent on. Instead of finding the solution to your problem of insecurity by trying to get other people to like you, you need to go 180 and find that through means that are completely and 100% within your control. It is a harder and longer road, because sometimes it feels like it's a shorter cut to, pay a girl, for Valorant skins or for whatever else it is, to get her to like you. It's like, I think one of the reasons why you might feel inclined to do that is because it's a little bit of a shortcut, and it's like, okay, if I do this, then I don't have to do the internal work and walk the long road of building internal confidence. And I get that, man. I don't think that's something you need to be ashamed of or feel like you're an incel for or anything like that. It's a really understandable impulse. But I think that if you got to just really understand that the only sustainable solution to your problem is to walk the long road of building internal confidence.
I agree. I definitely recognize that. Obviously, like you said, it's easier said than done, but yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree anymore. You're 100%.
It is easier said than done, dude. When I was in college, I was like obsessed with Tinder, and I was really obsessed with like trying to get validation through like, other people liking me, or things like that, and it's just not the correct way of going about that. You really have to find things within yourself that give you self-esteem. I mean, now it's weird, man, because you saying you're overweight. I mean, dude, I'm the most overweight I've been in my life. But I feel confident in myself, and what gives me confidence in myself lately is that I know when I wake up in the morning that I fucking try. That's all that matters. I don't get I don't get confidence or validation from people DMing me that I've helped them with this podcast, or from some girl liking me, or from any of that stuff. It's lately just been, what, fuck it. I wake up and I do the best I can with however limited of energy I have to figure stuff out, to try and be nice to people, to exert some kind of energy out into the world. And if anyone wants to give me shit, go ahead, but I fucking tried. That's what gives me confidence more than anyone externally telling me anything. and it took a really long time to get to that point. But if you can find something like that for yourself that you can really cling to and that you can really believe in, not just like try to get yourself to believe in, but that you can poke around at all the angles and be like, no, this is true. I tried. And that's my rock of self-esteem. Then you'll just be happier, man. That's and I know from experience. So I don't know if any of that resonated with you, but
No, 100%. I think very insightful shit. I think I just wanted to throw one more thing in there. I kind of left this out because it's probably the biggest insecurity I have, and I don't admit it to many people. But especially the climate, and not climate, but the society, the male-dominated society we live in these days, where everything's about, you know, who gets the most bitches or whatever, etc. Like, sex is big part of this world. I'm 26 years old and I'm a virgin, and that drives me insane a little bit sometimes to think about. You know, I'm not getting any younger. My friends, they have families, like the children. I have little nephews, like, and it makes me sit here like I'm 20. What am I doing?
Well, first of all, you're definitely not alone. There are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of guys out there who are also, I guess you could say, you know, virgins at an age where most people aren't. But I mean, tell me more about your personal relationship with that. I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. Do you feel like an embarrassment? Do you feel, you know, what is your relationship with that aspect of your life?
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm embarrassed about. I think I've only explicitly told like 2 or 3 people in my life about it. Because, you know, I mean, obviously it comes up sometimes, and you know, I don't like, you know, if I'm hanging with the boys and everyone's talking about like, oh, you know, it's like sex stuff, and I'm just sitting there with my thumb up my ass, not knowing any of them. I feel left out. I feel embarrassed. I feel ashamed. I feel like I'm behind. I don't know. I feel a lot of things about it.
Why do you feel like you're... Well, okay, let me ask you something. Take away, if we could for a second, take away the boys, you know, talking about sex. Take away the general societal expectation that you lose your virginity at a certain age. Take away the shame. Take it all away. And just for a second, like, what's important to you in your life? How does being a virgin compare to just what's important to your life in general, right? Like, is sex, is it really important to you? And it's by the way, completely okay if the answer is yes, very. But I just want to know what the answer is.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe onto something there. I don't think it's not super important to me. It doesn't define, you know, who I am. I'm not out there looking to, you know, stick my dick into anything that moves, obviously. But I just think it's more of just a crutch, I guess, at this point. It's like a milestone that I feel like I should have reached, even as silly as it sounds. But
well, no, I'm glad.
I think, you know, it's not super important, but yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And by the way, it would be fine if it is. If you're like, no, I really want to know what sex feels like. I really want to like, if that was your truth, then that would, you know, that's totally fine. But I was just wondering if that is important to you. And from what you've told me just now, you're saying it is not.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not gonna, you know, I wouldn't mind, but it's not top priorities on my life.
Okay. But okay. But so all the other things that we've been talking about, though, finding a sense of security within yourself, that sounds like, and again, tell me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like that is important to you.
Yeah, I would like to. Kind of like you said, when you wake up and you're confident in yourself that you're trying and you're doing your best every day. I want to be able to feel that about myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By the way, I don't feel that every day. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I was a piece of shit today, But even then, my thing is, even then, even the days where I'm like, fuck, I just slept all day, I didn't do the things I was supposed to do. I'm trying to be less hard on myself and just be like, okay, well, that's a version of trying the best I can, in a sense, in a weird way. I'm still kind of working on that, but dude, I feel like walking the path of finding security within yourself, it sounds like is the most important thing for you to do right now. And losing your virginity, I think will happen as a result of that. Right? Because you'll become more attractive if you're more secure in yourself.
Right.
But dude, it's another thing, man. It's like, I was just talking about, like, losing your virginity and sex. It's just another external thing. It's just another fucking external thing that is not a sustainable way of building self-confidence. I would look at it like that. It's just another fucking external thing. Like I don't know, dude. Say you go out to a bar one day and you meet a girl and she happens to be into you, and you guys have sex, and then boom, now you're not a virgin anymore. Like, is that really gonna change your life? Like, okay, maybe you won't feel like so whatever about being a virgin, but is that really gonna sustainably change your life for the better in a long-term way? It's not. That's the truth. The only way to sustainably change your life for the better in a long-term way is to do all the other shit we've been talking about looking inwards. So,
right.
I just hope you recognize that, because it took me a while to recognize that too.
So I think, I definitely agree with that. But I think going back to the original point, then, do you think I should stop talking to this girl?
Yes, you should definitely stop talking to this girl.
Gotcha. I tried. I actually did try, but she added me back, and then I fell for it again.
No, I mean, look, don't be so hard on yourself. I know that, at the beginning you said the chat was calling you or whatever, but like, it's tempting, man. You have this like problem, and here is an easy solution to the problem. It's fucking tempting, man. Like, I get it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't, why is he doing it? Like, I get it, man. Like, it's a tempting band-aid to the self-esteem problem. It's fucking tempting. I totally get it. Try your try your best to resist the temptation, but when you give in, don't spiral out of control as beating yourself up. It's understandable. You're working on this thing, and you're not going to get it perfect the first time, but as long as you keep working on it.
Right. Well, yeah, that was awesome. Thank you, Lyle. I really appreciate the time today.
Yeah, man. And good luck to you. I like I said, it's a hard path, and everyone kind of has their own thing that builds their internal self-confidence, and it's something I'm fucking working on every day still. But, it's kind of, I think, the only way to do it. And good luck to you. And Steve, thanks for, I know this is something you don't talk to a lot of people about, so thanks for, having the courage to talk to us about it.
100%. It helps kind of having that anonymity, I can't say that word that well, of the internet, but, huge fan of the Therapy Gecko. Been watching you for a while, so figured I'd give it a shot and see if I can get on.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Talk to you soon.
Take care, Lyle.
let's see. Yeah, everything I was talking to Steve about is a thing that took me a while to realize. I feel like there's and everyone, this, I don't think this is specifically like a guy issue. I think this is just a general human being thing, like the struggle for finding internal validation so that you're not looking to other people or to events or, whatever, sex or likes on the internet or whatever the fucking thing is, for validation. It's a struggle that a lot of people have. And I'm not a master of it by any means. It's something I've been struggling with for a while. Everyone has that struggle to some degree. And it's hard. It's really hard to build that internal rock, but I think the first step to it is to snap the fuck out of the mindset of, okay, well, if I finally have sex, I'm not a virgin, then I'll feel validated, or, oh, if I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, I'll feel validated. Oh, if I make this thing on the internet and lots of people tell me every day how much they love this thing, I'll feel validated. It's just not, it just doesn't fucking work like that. It really doesn't. And I've been really lucky to kind of be able to experience all the things that I thought would make me feel validated if I were to experience them. Because that, for me, was the only way to then realize, oh, okay, that's not the answer. To then go back and go, okay, you actually have to, as I was just talking to Steve about, do the 180 and look within for validation. I'm grateful for that. But if I can tell you now, if you the first step is to realize you're not going to find it anywhere other than within. You are on a wild goose chase otherwise. All right. That was my little Gecko talk. That was my little Gecko talk. Sometimes I forget that I'm streaming and I just talk to myself. Thank you again, Steve. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
What's going
Good.
on?
How are you?
I
What's
am
going
a gecko.
on?
I'm a gecko.
You're a gecko.
What's going on with you,
You got
Autumn?
camels as well. Nothing. I'm just chilling in bed. I was just smoking. Waiting to get
Smoking
on
what?
the show, hopefully. The weed, of course.
How stoned are you right now?
To be honest with you, I'm not really that stoned. I smoke every day, so more so of a let's chill and see if I get on the show.
Okay. I wanted to. I know you have a thing you want to talk about, but I want to ask you this real quick. How does smoking weed make you feel? Because I feel like it affects everyone super differently, and I have my own way that it makes me feel. And I'm very interested in how differently it affects people.
Well, to be honest with you, I've been smoking every day for the past 4 years, I'd say, consistently.
Sure.
So to be honest with you, it's not so much of a I'm so big, I don't even know how to handle myself. It's not like a drug to me. It's more so of a
Right.
Let's just chill, let's smoke a bowl, calm down. It just calms everything down. That's really the best way. I
I feel
put
like
it.
after getting high every day for 4 years, it's almost like it's your baseline.
Yeah, basically. Even in my fucking license photo, we got me baked in there. So if I get baked pulled over, I look the same in my license photo.
You know what? I want to say that that's a smart move, but I feel like that would be irresponsible of me to say, so I'll imply it indirectly. Autumn, what's going on? How can I get you today?
Well, I am in love with somebody that I met less than a month ago. And I truly believe that it's love at first sight. And I know I kind of sound stupid, but yeah.
What makes you believe that it is love at first sight?
Well, the thing about it, though, is, like, I truly believe in, like, human connection and, like, soul connections, twin flames, soulmates, all of that. Like, I can feel somebody's energy while talking to them. I can read somebody's body language, like, the whole fucking 9 yards. And it's, like, just with this one specific person, I've never felt more of a, like, a connection almost. Like, I really don't know how to describe it. Like, the first time I hugged him when I first met him, like, it was unreal. There's no words to describe it. That's why I feel like love at first sight is really a true thing when I don't have any words to describe it.
Is this something that you felt before?
No, that's the thing. I've never felt it before.
Mm-hmm.
And neither has he. And we've had, like, long conversations about this too.
Mm-hmm. So are you... It says here that you are planning on getting married to this guy.
Yeah, so that's something that really caught my mind because it was kind of a joke. Like, I had, like, a bunch of rings on, and I put my left hand out, and my left hand didn't have a ring on my ring finger. And I was like, oh, look, it's missing something, as a joke. You know what I mean? Like, saying that, like, it's missing a wedding ring. I joke all the time. I'm a fucking sarcastic person. And he kind of looked at me differently, and I was like, what, you actually want to get married to me? And he was like, that wouldn't be a bad option, though. And I was like, wait, would you actually, like, we kind of just, like, got into a full conversation about it, and we realized, like, no, like, I would actually get married to you. Like, I've never felt this type of emotion towards somebody, this type of energy towards somebody. Like, it's undescribable. That's the problem.
Okay.
So there's no way to, like, actually put it into words.
So it is an indescribable energy that you are feeling.
Yeah.
What exactly are you looking for? Let me rephrase this question. Why is love important to you?
If I'm being truly honest, I feel like I never received it in the way that I've always wanted to receive love. Like, past relationships wise. I'm not talking about, like, my family, like my mom or grandparents or any of that type of shit. Like, I'm talking about, like, true love, like, just wanting to find my true love. And I don't know why. Maybe that's just because I've always been on, like, the search for it. But I hopped on Bumble and I was just like, fuck it, let's go get some free dinners. And, I mean,
so hold on, because I want to answer this real quick, because you said to me that you want love in your life because you've just been searching for it. You've just been searching for it for so long that you haven't even stopped to think about why you're searching it, or you know, ever asked yourself that question.
Well, you see, that's the thing, though. Is it's not that I haven't stopped. Like, I have stopped. Like, I've stopped and really thought, like, how do I want to be treated? How do I want somebody to, like, really treat me in a relationship? How do I want somebody to show love towards me? How do I want somebody to truly understand me? Can they deal with my depression, my anxiety? Like, somebody who is 100% the person that I imagine them to be. And the person that I met, like, he is that. And that's weird.
So
it's weird to find somebody who shows me true love. That's why.
So you have imagined this person, and you say that this is somebody who is exactly who you imagined them to be.
Basically, yeah.
So let me ask you this: you said you've known them for a month.
Mhm. That's the catch there. Yeah.
How long do you believe that it takes to really get to know a person?
I don't know. It really depends on like the conversation. I don't think there's really like a time limit. Like you could spend weeks and weeks working with somebody and not know a single fucking thing about them because the only thing you talk about is work, or like they don't talk at all. They're not a social person. But when, like the other day, we sat down and watched the stars and smoked a blunt and fucking cuddled on the beach, and we were talking about life and like life goals, and like it's not just conversation. It's just like really, really getting to know somebody, knowing somebody's like true emotion, true feeling. Like,
Autumn, can I ask you this?
Family.
What else? Tell me what else is going on in your life at this moment.
Really nothing. I was going out of college. I was in a job. I was really just making money to pay for college. So it was kind of just like, oh, let's just hop on Bumble and have some fun. I was in a past relationship a little before that, but
okay. What was that past relationship like?
See, that's the thing though, is that was really shitty. Probably about like 2 weeks in, not even 2 weeks, 2 days. It was an argument after disagreement, after he didn't like the fact that I was going out with an old guy best friend who actually has a boyfriend. And I tried explaining that to him, and he said that he could still hit on me. He didn't like that I was going out with my guy cousins. Like, he wouldn't like the fact that I would wear a crop top and a skirt, that I wore a lot of makeup, that I wore big chunky platforms, that I didn't mind yelling at somebody on the street who would say something back to me. It was very controlling, and I am not one to be controlled. I'm the last person to be controlled. So I ended that immediately when it started. Not immediately, within like 2 weeks, but
well, that's good. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that you have at least a baseline of what, is not acceptable to you in this realm. And look, it says here you're 21 years old. You're thinking about getting married to a guy that you met a month ago. Look, conventionally, I'm sure that everybody in your life who you've discussed this with is totally telling you that is a terrible idea. Is that correct?
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm really thinking about I've been thinking so much lately about what the point of fucking life is in general. Is it to find love? Is it to love yourself? Is it to have an impact on the world? Is it this? Is it that? Everyone really gets to kind of decide in their own way what's important to them. And look, you're 21 years old, and really, at this point, the only way you could irreversibly change your life is if you went to jail or got pregnant or got seriously injured. So, look, if you want to go ahead and marry this guy who you met a month ago, look, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What does that even mean, a good idea or a bad idea in this case? You kind of get to decide what's important to you, right? And so you're here and you're deciding that love is important to you. You're deciding that this connection is important to you. And if you want to go ahead and map your actions at this point in your life to what's important to you right now, and then, if later you decide that, that actually is not what's important to me, this actually wasn't the great decision, you can change the course. So I don't think that you're about to do anything that's completely irrational and crazy. Do I personally believe that this is going to work out forever? I don't fucking know. I'm sure that there are plenty of people out there who've been in similar situations that have made them very happy, and really not me or anyone else in your life can tell you for sure whether or not this is going to work out. But I think you should do whatever maps to what's important to you in life right now, and know that if what's important to you changes later, then that's okay. You can always change the course.
Yeah. I like that. I needed that.
Autumn, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Smoke a lot of weed. It'll help.
Thanks for calling, Autumn.
That's all I have to say. Of course. You have a great one.
That was interesting. I feel like I'm about to repeat everything I just said, but I've really been thinking a lot about what the point, like I said, what the fucking point of life is. And I have a complicated relationship with relationships. We get a lot of relationship stuff on this podcast. A lot of people having problems or having whatever the opposite of problems are with their romantic life, and some people's romantic lives make them very happy, some people's romantic lives make them very sad. But I mean, look, if this girl goes and gets married to this guy, if she has a kid with him, that's a whole other thing. But if she just gets married to him, fuck, man, I don't know, maybe it makes her happy, maybe it doesn't. But if anything I think is important for her to know is that she can always change the course no matter what. So go with your gut, I suppose. I don't know. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, this is Jordan.
This is. Hi.
What's going on, Jordan?
Nothing much. Just got off from a long day at work.
What do you do for work?
I actually work at a dispensary in Baltimore.
They have dispensaries in Baltimore?
Yes, it's a medical dispensary.
Holy shit, really? How easy is it to get the med card?
So it's honestly not that hard. You have to apply through the state and prove that you have a medical need, and then once you apply with the state, you go to a doctor and then get certified through them. So it's basically just a 2-part process where you have to pay twice.
What is the least severe medical issue I could claim to have to get a med card in Maryland?
Honestly, I heard somebody just say back pain or headaches, even if they haven't had it consistently. It ranges, but I think the least severe would either be consistent knee pain or something, like back pain, something like that.
Yeah, I guess they can't really make you prove a headaches because they can't go into your head.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan, it says here that you're haunted by one of your ex-roommates. What's going on with this?
Yeah. So I had a friend from high school. We have been friends for 10 years. And she, when I moved home from college, I had started dating somebody, moved in with them. We had been friends hanging out every couple weekends here and there. And when my ex and I broke up, I moved back into my mom's empty house for a little bit before I couch hopped for a bit, and she proposed the idea that we get a place together. At the time, she said she had an issue with her Social Security, and I believed her. Just because she was a high school friend, we had been really close for a while. So she said she couldn't get her name on the lease. So I was in a situation where I didn't really have anywhere to go at that point. I took up a job as a teacher and got the apartment. And she said that she would pay and everything, get her name on the lease as soon as her Social Security issue was cleared up. 6 months into it, she moved in. I let her move in without giving me anything to start, which was my mistake. I was too trusting. And she immediately, took the gym fob. She wouldn't put it back on the common hook. She took the mailbox keys. She wouldn't let me have that. It got to the point where 6 months in, she still owed me $800. She wasn't really paying rent on time. and her cats were tearing the apartment up. And then I guess about 4 months before the end of the lease, she had almost caught up with paying me off. She started acting really crazy. Like, I had surgery on the back of my head, and my family was over, and she threw a fit saying they were too loud, and like, how dare we come into the apartment like that. And then 2 nights later, she had friends over until 2 a.m. on a work night for me. And very shortly thereafter, she moved all of her stuff out. She stole my mail, a bunch of my stuff, and she abandoned the so-called lease, which her name really wasn't on. I was just letting her rent. And then she used the money that she should have paid rent with and bought a new camera lens. And she's continuing to take pictures for all of our friends for like graduations, baby pictures, weddings with that money.
So how was this a 2-bedroom apartment and you just put your name on the lease for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Did she ever pay you anything?
Yeah, so she started paying me off the $800 initially, and then she was still like owing me like $500, but she was paying rent consistently for a bit. Then all of a sudden, she stopped paying and ditched.
Interesting. So, all right, tell me what was your relationship like with this person before you moved in with her? Were you guys friends for a long time?
Yeah, so we met in our freshman year of high school, and we had been friends since then. So we had been friends over 10 years, 15 years-ish. And we had been, like, we were people who texted every day. She was the person I would text and be like, hey, you want to go to Target? We'd jump in the car, run to Target. Like, she was the person I went and got groceries with. We were really close. I went to all of her family stuff. She called my brothers her brothers. Like, very intertwined. Like, all of our friends were the same. We were really close, and then it just flipped. So,
over the course of your 10-year friendship with her, it says you're 26. You met when you're like 16. Well, has she done anything like this at all? That sort of showed her character at all? Or this is the first time she's kind of screwed you over?
This was the first time that she screwed me over, but I think she had more so screwed over like ex-boyfriends, but never like friends or anyone close to her.
Interesting. What do you think it is then that caused this like shift in personality to do this to you?
Honestly, so the teaching job I took, she encouraged me to take that. It was at the same school that she was in, but she wasn't a teacher. She was just an aide to one of the students in the school. And I think that when I started doing well there and really enjoying it, I don't know if she just felt invaded by me working in the same place and living with her. But again, she was the one who proposed like living together after working together as well. So not sure what was going on there, but I really do think it was either a jealousy aspect or maybe she didn't have the money and she just thought that I'd be a good person to drag into it and to take advantage of because she knew I was in a caring spot.
You know, so in the past, like, have there been situations, not where she's necessarily fucked you over, but where you've been generous to her and she's maybe taken advantage of it?
Not that I can recall, honestly. Like, it all really started when we reconnected once I got back from, like, college and after the breakup and everything. It just, she really, it came out of nowhere. I mean, I know she had some issues, again, with exes, but never with friends. And she was always very consistent with friends, usually.
And at the end of this, did she just completely ghost you, or was there a moment of explosive tension?
So she sent me a bunch of text messages and basically told me that, like, I was the reason all this was happening and that I was inconsiderate of her. But I reminded her again how I let her move in without paying anything. I let her pets live there when they weren't supposed to. She had people over all the time. I really kept to myself, and she was a very, like, as soon as anything happened in the house, if anything was off, she would immediately blow up. So I actually, for the entire period of living there, wouldn't even go in the kitchen. Like, I never cooked there once because I was afraid of anything like going wrong with her because she just had a temper.
Nothing really just fucking ruins a friendship more than living together. I've really just found that to be true.
Yeah, I definitely regret that for sure. Yeah.
So do you talk to her at all still?
No, so she blocked me on everything immediately following that. Like, she literally took my mail, and I had to call like the post office, and they did a search, and they actually found it at her like where she was living at the time, I guess, where she had moved. And like, oh yeah, your old roommate had your mail. And I still have things like missing to this day that I can't find that I know she took. But I've seen, my brother has seen her. She goes into the vet's office that he works at. But she will be real friendly with him, say hi, nothing else. Nobody else really seems to see her besides like my teacher friends still get photos done by her and everything.
Or is any part of you going to attempt to go after her legally or just try to find her and be like, hey, you owe me these things? Or, you know, you have my stuff.
I thought about it. Like, right now I have a lot like going on health-wise and like stress-wise that I don't know if I could handle the additional stressor of it.
Sure, yeah.
But if given the opportunity when I'm a little bit more like stable, then I would love to figure out my options with that, whether it be like small claims court or I don't know what that would be. But she, like, because of her, I fell for a scammer. I'm like over $7,500 in debt because of it. Like, I was so desperate to pay off my debt that I became even more in debt. So I'm going to stay under the radar for a bit until things clear up.
Yeah, no, dude, I feel you. I feel you when, like, the going after a conflict or going after retribution becomes more of an issue than to just let it be. You know, especially because it's taxing to hire a lawyer, go to the court, gather your evidence, like really build a case, it's a whole fucking thing. And I can totally understand weighing that against just dropping it and finding that dropping it is better for your peace. I understand where that decision comes from. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel? Are you in like a mourning feeling at all? I mean, a 10-year friendship that ends like this just out of nowhere. Like, how does that feel? What's going through your head about that?
Yeah, from all of this, like, I honestly, this is something that literally haunted me day to day. Like, me thinking about, like, what did I do wrong? Like, going over why I let her come in the first place without paying things. Like, going over every action and every thought based off of that. And then, like, moving forward, thinking about my interactions with people, it really does haunt me because I just don't know who I can trust. I mean, I've met some really great people since then who understand and are a lot better friends than her. If I see any kind of sketchy behavior, I tend to dip out very quickly now. But, it's constant anxiety from that.
So you're saying that this is influenced, you know, not just your relationship with this person, but just your overall trust levels and weariness of being taken advantage of in general.
Yeah, because I mean, again, this was somebody that I let into my family. Like, she came to all of the family birthday parties. She came on vacations with us. Like, that was a long friendship. And she watched another one of our high school friendships dissolve and was like, that I'd never want that to happen to us. So that's something that I thought would never happen. But again, like, that's what threw me off so much, because that was something I never in a million years guessed. We had literally, like, not on purpose, but we accidentally have matching tattoos because I got mine from my grandmother, who was born on St. Patrick's Day, and she was born on St. Patrick's Day. So, like, we have tattoos that are matching.
Well, Jordan, yeah, it's just, man, this is an interesting thing because it's like on one hand, if for you being generous, being trusting is just important to you as you move through life, I feel like it's important to stay true to that. But it's hard. It's very hard to balance that with, it's important to me to be trusting and generous to people. That's one of my values. But also, I don't want to get fucked.
Yeah,
it's really it's hard to balance that. It really is. I don't have a solution for that. But at the end of the day, it's good that it's nice that you have that generous spirit, and I hope that you find a way to continue to tap into that in maybe more calculated ways than letting people live with you without being on the lease.
Yeah, definitely. And hey, I'm gonna try to come see you in DC, so I hope to see you soon. I really appreciate you taking my call and everything too.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story, and I'll fucking see you in DC too. That'll be crazy. The Miracle Theater, 400 people. You can watch me shit my fucking pants directly on the stage as soon as I walk out.
Dude, right there shitting with you. So
beautiful.
Prep yourself.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people of the computer before we go, Jordan?
No, everybody have a good night. Stay chill. Have a good night.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks, Gecko. Have a good night.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I've dealt with shit like that not dealt with, but I guess possibly sometimes dealt with personally, but gotten calls like that a lot where somebody does something nice and then it fucking backfires on them. And I'm trying to think because you can go to two ways with that, where you can go, okay, I'm never going to do anything nice for anyone ever again because the last time I did, I got fucked over and I'm just done. Or you can be like, you know what, actually, fuck them because they're trying to get me. They win if I do that. If I stop being nice to people because this one person fucked me over, then they win. I'm not giving this person the power to change my character, to change how I interact with people. I don't think either of those two options is the wrong one, but it's interesting to think about because I really don't know. It's a tough situation. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you, Lyle?
I'm okay. What's going on with you?
Fuck yeah. Doing good. Feeling good. Just got off a bike run. By me, it's not a run. I'm on a bike, so using a bike.
Okay, that made a little bit of sense. Is there anything in particular you called in to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, the particular scenario that I found myself, I've been dating this girl for a while. It's like 4 weeks, about a month. Really cool, kicking it off and having a good time. But every so often we hang out, she ends up bringing up that she wants to punch my balls. And at first it was like, oh, okay, haha, it's funny. With the demeanor, the delivery, awesome. But it's consistently being brought up each time we hang out. And I'm unclear on whether I should be concerned of a surprise attack or she'll respect my boundaries and say, until I'm ready for such things.
Okay, you're concerned about whether or not she will just surprise attack your balls?
That, and also just the amount of want to put such a action into effect.
Okay. Have you expressed to her that you do not want her to punch you in the balls?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's I'll let her. I told her, I was like, until I feel I'm ready, I'll let you know for sure. Although,
John,
a little surprise attack has me on the. Yeah.
John, have you told her that makes you uncomfortable when she asks you to punch your balls?
I don't know if I'm totally put off because I enjoy hanging out with her and stuff.
John, you're calling a Gecko on the internet to tell him that you're uncomfortable with this girl saying that she wants to punch your balls.
Yeah. I don't want my balls punched.
Okay. So have you really?
Is that fair to say, Lyle? Like,
yeah. Have you really honestly expressed this to her?
honestly, like, sit down and be like, hey, yo, like, I don't know if, oh, not, I don't know. I definitely know that I don't want you to punch me in the balls right now. And so
Mm-hmm.
I hope you can respect that. And I'm sure
Mhm.
she could, although, like anyone else with such a desire, it's still going to fit in the back. So it's just like, keeping me on my toes is all. Just keeping me on my toes with it. I'm sure she could respect it, although it's like, there's definitely a good want to do it, for sure.
John?
I mean, as a gecko, do you get hit in the balls? I don't know if that's a gecko thing.
John, are you genuinely afraid that this girl's gonna punch you in the balls?
I'm concerned, for sure.
If she does not respect the boundaries that you have set between her fist and your balls, then she is not the one for you, John.
Okay. No, yeah, definitely. It's a good,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good way of putting it. I probably just needed someone to just tell me wholesomely of such a scenario. Because each time I bring it up, it's like ha ha ha, but no one's like, hey yo.
No. This is you're like passing this off as a joke, but you're afraid that this woman's going to hit you in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay. Just be honest with her, John. Just tell her that you will never be interested in that. Tell her to stop bringing it up. And hopefully she will, and if she doesn't,
I could do that, Lyle.
then, you reevaluate the relationship.
Most definitely. And it's a good portion of time to do that. A month in, gotta set my boundaries right away.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Thank you, Lyle.
John, is there
Appreciate
anything
that.
else you want to...
Like, wholesomely.
Good. Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
That I feel like you don't get enough credit for how handsome you are, wholesomely,
That's very sweet of you to say.
especially as a gecko. Of
Thank you, man.
course. And thank you.
Take care, John.
You too. Have a good night, Lyle. Bye-bye.
John said he was 26 on the call screening thing. He is not 26. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what a 26-year-old sounds like.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not really an expert.